Bismillah. Yesterday, we mentioned the example of the person who had to stop to sharpen his axe in order to get that production. Though he was making all the effort, but the production was not there because the axe was blunt. So if we ponder about the production that our Akabir had produced, despite their very, very limited resources, the limitations in terms of the facilities that they had, but despite all that, what they produced, and then if you consider carefully about this aspect of, as we understand it in the light of this example, sharpening the axe, if you look into their lives, you'll find that they spent a good amount of time so-called sharpening the axe. The amount of time that they spent in their zikr, their tilawat, their nawafil, whereas they had been involved and engrossed in tremendous amount of work, and at one time in numerous departments of deen, in writing, in teaching, in propagating deen, and simultaneously so much of things that they were doing. So now a person in that kind of situation feels that I need to save up more time in order to continue doing what I need to do in terms of the writing that I'm doing, in terms of the teaching that I'm doing, the preparation of whatever else, lessons, etc. So all that is obvious, it's in its place, and that has to continue. But they dedicated time to so-called sharpen that axe. Somebody is making tilawat 5 paras a day, 7 paras a day, spending 1 hour, 2 hours in tahajjud. They're making zikr. The zikr is taking them sometimes the extent of the zikr, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. So now 2, 3 hours, 4 hours in the day is being spent in sharpening that axe. Now that axe which was sharpened in that manner, so for the rest of that time that was now spent in that work, they got not 1 day's work done in that, they got 5 days work in it. Because that axe was now sharpened to that point. In other words, the barakat that came in it, the barakat came through these amal. So sometimes Shaitan puts this waswasa and makes a person feel that, well, this is not really the main thing that I've come here for. I've come to learn my kitabs, I've come to acquire ilm. So I need to spend all the time in that. And if this doesn't really get done, well, it's no big deal. So that will be our detriment if we think in that manner. Just as these Akabir spent a good amount of time in bringing that barakat into their ilm, in bringing that barakat into their amal, in bringing that barakat into their work. And that is what brought that production in everything. Likewise, we will have to dedicate that time and make the time available, not that that gets compromised for other things. That should not get compromised for anything. And we fit everything. Person should have a timetable, should have a program, how he's going to make sure that everything gets done correctly in its time. And sometimes some adjustments is required here and there, but he does not allow this to get missed. So this is where the barakat will come, this is what will enlighten his heart, this is what will then make it, that enthusiasm grow, and he will be feeling much more, just not comfortable, he will be enjoying doing what he's doing. Otherwise it will be a burden, he's climbing a mountain, and every other day he's getting frustrated. So this is the very important aspect of these tasbihat, zikr, tilawat, the mamulat, nawafil. Obviously with mashwara, how much we should be doing, person doesn't do more than what he has been prescribed for, considering all the various things that has to be done in time. In this way, inshallah, there will be tremendous barakat, and this will become a means of great progress, inshallah. Allah Ta'ala.
अल्लाह अल्लाह कैसा प्यारा नाम है, आशिकों का मीना और जाम है।